Award season is finally over. The iron is hot for a Stewie spinoff. There's too much talent in this Mario cast. Michael B. going to Miami. Miami. And could a bigger theatrical window grab more talent for Universal Pictures? All of that and so much more here on News Dump. Mac is gone. He's not here for the next week or so. Back the end of next week. So in his place, today, at least, we'll see how we do here. Shime time!
What up, Goo? How we doing, bud?
I am tired. I have spent the last week sleeping on the couch.
Oh, boy.
Not any marital issues.
Somebody sick in the house?
So my son got sick last week after I had just bought him a new bunk bed loft. So it was the worst time for him to get sick because you can't sleep in the bunk bed if you got to throw up every once in a while. So he took my bed. I then went to the couch. He then got better, and now my wife is sick.
That's tough. That's a tough go for you.
And then my guess, within a few days, right here.
No, I believe in you, Goo. You have you got the iron stomach over there. You'll be fine.
You give me that tummy bug. Let's see what happens. And it coming out both ends. How are you?
I am fabulous. I am wonderful. It's almost springtime. We're almost there. My wedding is right around the corner. I'm excited, Goo. It's gonna be a great season.
What a time to be alive.
Oh, beautiful.
Really more for Mac, who was in Ireland for the next, I think,
so
9
jealous.
days, he said. I know, it's great.
He's like marching in a parade.
Earlier. Yep. But when he gets back, I'm sure he'll be the same Mac.
Yeah, just full of Guinness.
He said he wasn't going to drink that much.
Yeah, okay, bullshit.
I know. Also on my end, my family finally celebrated my birthday only a month after the actual day. And we went out to a restaurant. Yeah, because everyone else's schedule didn't line up with mine.
Of course.
Even though I was available a month ago. And everyone's like, oh, I'm not available. Well, then you aren't invited. Just don't fucking come. But I went. And I was very excited to eat my tomahawk steak, but I stupidly, with the appetizers, ate a oyster boom that was too hot, and it blistered the inside of my mouth.
Oh, no.
Ruining the rest of my dinner.
You hot pockets yourself. That happened to me all the time as a kid.
Yep. I was too excited about eating.
I did see the picture, though, of the steak you posted. It looked phenomenal.
So I just went to a little place over there in Alston, Brighton, the Stockyard.
Nice.
A local eatery.
Yeah.
Nothing too big. But yeah, grab a tomahawk. It comes with 2 sides. The whipped potatoes. Never sleep on a whipped potato. When they say whipped potato, you take it.
Yeah, because they're always softer. They're fluffier. Tend to be a little bit more buttery. A big fan.
Grab a big spoonful of that. Just drip it right through that steak juice. What a time. If only I hadn't blistered the inside of my mouth.
Yeah, man, you really gotta prepare yourself for that. You can't be like a little kid in the candy store. You gotta take your time, make sure everything cools down a little bit so you don't kill yourself. You're gonna ruin the rest of your meal, man.
But also, it wasn't even a burn to the top of my mouth. I legit had a blister that formed, and I had to squeeze the inside of my gum.
Oh, it's like a 3rd-degree burn.
It was bad.
Yikes, dude. You gotta be more careful with that.
Oyster boom.
That's never happened to me before. Like, I've burned to the top of my mouth many times. Yeah. I've never even heard of that. That's crazy.
It's never happened. I've had plenty of hot pizzas where I say, I should wait, but I'm going to do it. I've had plenty of hot soups where I'm like, I can't wait too much longer on this French onion soup. I need it now. But I have never done that. I need it
now.
It's my soup and I need it now.
Exactly.
News Dump. Over at the Academy Awards this past weekend, I will first start off by saying this. My stance on award shows, I don't care.
Same.
I don't care who wins what because it's all a scam. It's all a scam. Yeah. It's all about who lobbies the best, who pays their dues at a certain time. It's all about who has the best campaign leading into it. It's not always about the talent. Having said that, I am excited for everyone that won. Congratulations. But that's just me talking. Best Picture, one battle after another. They also won 6 Academy Awards, including Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Director with Paul Thomas Anderson. The Best Original Screenplay was Sinners, Ryan Coogler. I also saw that Michael B. Jordan was the best actor winner there. He celebrated by going to In-N-Out Burger. I think we can stop doing that. I don't know.
Animal
In-N-Out
style?
Burger stinks.
Okay,
I went
so
there.
I've only had it like once.
It's a soft 7.
Really? The one time I had it was like an
burgers,
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
But like even animal style on the fries, you're just putting a piece of American cheese on it. It's nothing crazy. A little bit some onions, some cooked onions. You can do that.
I know, but like, so if you're ranking your fast food burger joints, though, what are you putting above In-N-Out?
So In-N-Out, I think, it's not necessarily a fast food burger. It's closer to a Five Guys or
fast casual.
But it's almost like an in-between of a fast casual and a fast food. Like it isn't quite the fast casual. It's not quite the fast food.
Yeah.
And then
you're not
too many
sitting down like
there.
it's Chili's, but you're also not running through the drive-thru like it's McDonald's.
Right. There's too many people there.
Interesting.
There's just always too many people there. So I don't even know how to rank it.
Yeah, it's very similar to when Chipotle got super popular and there was always way too many people at Chipotle.
Mm-hmm. So back to Michael B. Jordan here. He won for Best Actor. He beat out who was the heavy favorite for months in Timothée Chalamet. Now, I understand that the voting closed before his controversy, but the amount of people who are who are excited that Chalamet lost after not even seeing Marty Supreme, I'm a little turned off by that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Chalamet is a really, really good actor. He was really good as Bob Dylan. He was really good Marty Supreme. Cool. Like, it's the same thing when you're voting for Sports Hall of Fames. I understand that sometimes these guys can be D-bags, but it matters what they did on the field, what they did on the screen. That's what should be graded.
I would say it's a bit of greatness fatigue. I would say that Chalamet is a great actor. I think people
Fantastic.
Also, and I mentioned this last week, I might have cut it out of the audio portion of the podcast to slim some time down, but Michael B. Jordan does a great job, and he took some advice from Denzel Washington of don't be overseen. You show up in your movies, you do the press junkets for those, but don't put yourself out there too much where people get sick of you. Chalamet is the opposite. He's everywhere, and he's always doing these junkets. He's always doing these extra podcasts, YouTube things. So maybe he should take that advice and move forward. But I just want to say the people out there who are happy that he lost, go get stuffed.
Yeah, tell him.
Yeah. Also, Jessie Buckley, Best Actress in Hamnet. I just saw The Bride, so good thing she got her award now. Then we go on to Supporting Actress, Amy Madigan. People are thrilled. People loved Weapons. I didn't care for Weapons. I also didn't care for this character, but once again, awards, do whatever you want with them.
Awards.
And then Sean Penn he wasn't going to show up. He didn't show up. They didn't know the reason. No one explained it. He won for Best Supporting Actor, one battle after another. Congrats over there. More importantly, animated feature film.
Yeah.
K-pop Demon Hunters. Also, Best Original Song, Golden. I wish they did a bit, so they kind of did it. A little bit of like a medley at the award show. I would have liked more of a medley. Play all 6 of the songs that were charting over the summer.
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. K-pop Demon Hunters, I have to say, was one of the more viral kind of movie sensations we've had in quite some time. That was a global phenomenon, and it deserved to win.
Speaking of K-pop Demon Hunters, the sequel, it has been announced by Netflix that it will be coming out. They're aiming for a 2029 release. Maggie Kang and Chris Applehans are returning to write and direct.
Do you feel like 2029 is a little bit of a little far away for an animated movie?
I think we're having an issue now where the animation styles are either too good or so hard to replicate or keep up that quality that the good animated movies to write and animate them, they're taking so long. Look at Spider-Verse. Look at even because of the animation style of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, it takes so long to animate those that we're getting 4 years between the movies.
So it's interesting you say that because, like, as someone who watches a ton of anime, I feel like most animes come out in a timely fashion, and ones that are like strikingly good animation, they come out in a relative decent time frame. Like, there are certain ones like Attack on Titan that just kind of drag themselves on, but for the most part, like Furin Beyond Journey's End came out with the second season in like under a year, and it comes out and it's beautifully like beautiful artistry, beautiful animation, and so it's just interesting to me that the movies are taking so long compared to some of the TV shows that still run for like 20 episodes a season.
It's pretty much every animated sequel now. It's taking so long that it's crazy because the young audience that is in for these movies, they're aging out by the time the sequels come out.
Yeah, you're kind of missing the demographic you originally hit, which is kind of dumb.
But another shout out would be Best Score for Sinners, Ludwig Göransson, and then Best Cinematography, also Sinners with Autumn Durand Arkapaw. And she actually, I believe, is the first woman to win for Best Cinematography.
Hell
Congrats. Yeah. News dump. Let's go over to the box office from this past weekend. Now, there were no big movies that came out this weekend. The big movie is coming out this next weekend. But Hoppers, another dominating weekend, only dropping 37% to $28.5 million in its second weekend, taking the top spot. It is at 86 domestic, 164 worldwide after 2 weeks.
Hell yeah. I like I like what Hoppers is doing. I'm a fan of all of these kind of like animated funny movies. I'm into it.
It's also the first time in a while that Pixar has had success with not a sequel to another Pixar movie. So good for them. Maybe they'll start doing more of that.
Something original. Who would have thought?
I feel bad for my son because he has, for 2 weeks now, he's like, I want to go to Hoppers. I want to go to Hoppers. He just wants to see Hoppers. And then yesterday, I'm like, I'm bringing you to the movies. He's like, are we going to go see Hoppers? And I'm like, no, there's a re-release of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze, and we're going to see that.
He's like, Dad, I want to go to see a movie I want to see, not what you want to see.
I will see this, though, is that, so I brought him to the original 1991 last year. He had a tough time sitting through that. Color palette a bit darker, not as many yucks, a lot more in the shadows. This one, brighter, sillier, no weapons. He had a ball. So
hey, that's good.
Dad nailed it on that one. But
crushed it. Good,
he has
good
to go
job
see Hoppers. He needs to see Hoppers, though. He's mad.
We need to go get that.
Then we go to Reminders of Him. I believe that's the Colleen Hoover movie. I didn't do any research, but almost 20 million in its first week, 28 worldwide. Undertone also in its first week, almost 10 million. Pretty good on a lower budget. But that's an A24 movie. Then Scream 7 dropped another 50% to 8.3. It is at 106 domestic, 176 worldwide. Keith is about to get pretty good points, actually, in the movie draft if it hits that 125 domestic. I think that gets him to 40 or 50 points. If it gets to 150, that's crazy. And Keith, that's a lot for Scream 7.
Well, it's probably Keith just going every single week.
It's all Keith and Billy Delaney.
That's it.
Then we go to GOAT, just under 5 million in its fourth week. I think fourth week, fifth week maybe. GOAT's been in theaters for a while. Under 5 million, 27% drop, 90 million domestic, 162 worldwide. And The Bride, in its second weekend, dropped 70% to just over $2 million. It's at 11 million worldwide. I believe the production budget we did last week might have been around 90 on this.
Not great.
The big movie is coming out this weekend. The one that Davey drafted in the movie draft because he reads books, even though it's a movie that we all knew about. Project Hail Mary right now is at a 78 Metacritic, 94 Rotten Tomatoes. I have seen it. I can tell you it's a very good movie.
Okay.
I would argue it's more interesting than entertaining, but I do think it's something that everyone should go out and see.
This is going to get all those book talk people that loved this book are just going to go see it and say they like it even if they don't like it. So it's going to get that bump.
Yep, and it's also, I think, it looks real enough. There's a lot of practical effects in it. The puppet in it, the alien, looks great. A lot of time it's spent with Gosling. He's awesome in this movie. Good supporting cast when they're in the movie. Nice little twist in there, little turn. So enjoy yourselves, everybody.
Hell
News
yeah.
dump. Hots off the back of, I have no idea what season Family Guy is in, but we are getting a spinoff for Stewie.
Nice. Okay. Is it an animated spinoff or is it like
It is an animated spinoff. The first two seasons have already been ordered. Seth MacFarlane is involved. It follows Stewie in a new school, and it'll have new characters. It is aiming to premiere in 2027. When I told this to my brother, he did inform me that for the modern landscape of what television is and with the rating system, Family Guy still does pretty well. So I'm far off from my thoughts on this.
Yeah, that's. I feel like Family Guy is so far in my rearview mirror at this point.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were still releasing new episodes. So I mean,
Yeah.
hey, good for you, I guess.
Even when I was watching Family Guy, and I did hang around maybe until like 14 or 15 seasons, maybe. But even when I was watching it, when it was a Stewie-centric episode, those were usually my least favorite.
Yeah, they weren't great. It's better when it was Stewie and Brian. Those ones seem to do way better than just Stewie.
Yeah. News up. Speaking of Seth MacFarlane, he says they can come up with enough stories to have Ted run 20 seasons, but the only thing hindering that is they are expensive to create because The Bear is a lot of money. This is via Collider. I believe that they have pretty much said that season 3 is not going to happen. I still have to wrap up season 2. I have enjoyed what I've seen so far, but Mac did say they wrapped it up in a nice little bow. There is an animated series for Ted coming out, a little bit more cost effective, and it'll pick up after the second movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's tough because The Bear's just all CGI, right? So
yeah.
I assume, that zaps a ton of your budget out. But I mean, it's getting rave reviews the second season. So I mean,
I don't know how much it makes for Peacock, though. That's my question.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, but what is Peacock making money on, though? Like, Below Deck? I know they're making money on Traders, but is that it?
The Olympics. The Olympics.
That's true. The Olympics and Sunday Night Football.
The Olympics will carry on. Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, they have Sunday Night Baseball now, too, don't they?
I don't know. They have NBA now.
I think NBC might also have baseball.
Okay. Well, I'll have to pick up on that, I suppose. But I asked this question. You mentioned earlier with the animation and anime, they were able to put out 100 episodes of Alf in 4 seasons. You can't figure out a way to make Ted like Alf?
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I'm always in favor of bringing back good puppets. Personally.
Yeah, and clearly this is something that Seth MacFarlane loves doing, and he also loves Alf, I think. I would assume everyone does that grew up during
Alf,
that time.
Puppet Yoda, they're all great.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to call I forget the guy's name now. Damn it. I was just gonna name drop the guy that played Alf. Paul Fusco. If you want to call Paul Fusco up and have him be Ted, I'm in for that.
Yeah, do it.
Paul Fusco's the voice. You wouldn't do that. And then the fellow that was inside of the puppet has passed away, sadly.
Oh, that's a bummer.
News dump. Let's move on to, this was dropped last week, and people just kind of said, all right. We have found out the voice of Yoshi in Super Mario Galaxy that is coming out in April, and it is Donald Glover. And after seeing this and looking at the cast of this movie, I was saying to myself, I feel like we're wasting this cast, and they should be in something bigger and better.
Probably, but it's going to be great. This movie is going to make $1 billion.
It's going to make $1 billion, but could you imagine a live-action comedy that has a Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Donald Glover, Jack Black, Anya Taylor-Joy, like all of these amazing Keegan-Michael Key, like all of these hilarious people, and we're sticking them here with Mario.
Yeah, I mean, look, as long as you can get them all on the screen together, who cares? Like, and it's tough enough. Nowadays, it's difficult enough to write a good comedy goo.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we can all get them together and make this Mario movie great. That's what matters.
But also, what's funny about it is, and I think we point this out with a lot of animated movies, is, and some of them are very good voice actors, but it's a movie that kids are going to see not caring who the voices are.
That's true. Yeah, you could have nobodies being the voice and they'd have no idea. Like
They wouldn't care.
No 7-year-old is going to know Donald Glover as Yoshi.
Yeah, like my kid, when he was 3, wasn't like, we need to see Garfield because Chris Pratt is Garfield.
That's true. That's a very fair point. I never thought of it that way, but you're right. It's more for us.
Although, and actually, we did mention this last week on the episode. Did you see that Lamorne Morris is going to be the voice of Garfield in an animated show?
I did not see that, but that will be tremendous.
It is.
I love it.
It's going to be on Paramount Plus. I'm so excited about it.
Hell yeah. I'll watch that.
I mentioned this to Mac. Mac kind of chuckled at me. I'm like, I'm happy when my friends do well. And I feel like all 3 of them are my friends.
Always. I will always think that Schmidt, Winston, and Nick are my friends. Always.
Yeah. And Mac chuckled at me. I'm like, come on.
Forget Mac.
We lived with them for 7 years.
Leave him in Ireland.
We lived with them for 7 years.
Damn right. That loft is my home.
Speaking of Donald Glover, it is being reported, and they've been spotted on the set. Donald Glover and Michael Keaton have been cast in The Studio Season 2. I was not a fan of The Studio Season 1. I dipped out after a couple episodes. I didn't like the frantic pace. I thought the camera work gave me a headache. But if you're adding these two, I kind of have to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Keaton's great in everything he does, and Donald Glover's phenomenal. So, I mean, you maybe give it a shot. Probably not going to like it still, but give it a shot.
I do need to ask, and you're not going to have the answer. I guess anybody out there, do I need to watch the rest of Season 1? I don't really want to.
No, just watch Season 2.
News down. Vincent D'Onofrio says that they have topped the I Beat You scene in Daredevil Born Again Season 2. The I Beat You scene was back in the Netflix days of Daredevil standing over I beat you. And if that's the case, I'm very, very excited.
I am as well. However, I hate when people overhype things that they're in, because then if it doesn't beat that, if it doesn't live up to that, I'm going to be really mad at you.
But also, no one on this show has claimed at any point to have topped the action scenes that we had in the Netflix show. And I'm glad about that, because those are, yes, there's very good dramatic scenes in those shows, but it's the action of those shows that really makes it stand out against the other ones.
And overall, I was happy with Born Again Season 1, so I'm excited to watch Season 2, and hopefully it continues to get better.
News down. Aaron Pierre will return as Jon Stewart in Man of Tomorrow. This is releasing in theaters on July 9th, 2027. So we are now attaching our lanterns into our Superman.
I don't know if I like that. I guess it's fine. I guess it'll depend what the storyline is. I assume maybe we'll get some more space stuff if we're getting a Green Lantern and Superman together, which could be good. But I mean,
Brainiac. So how much do we see a lantern with Brainiac?
Off the top of my head, very rarely, unless it's more like Justice League versus Brainiac. Because to me, the storyline that you would use with Brainiac would be him having Superman's home in like a little bubble, because he has like a bunch of different cities in these little bubbles, and Superman wants to free them and allow them to like actually live, which I don't understand how that would tie in Green Lantern, but that's just me.
News up. Got a trailer for Maul, Shadow Lord. This is coming out on April 6th. Now, I am not the biggest fan of the Star Wars animated stuff. I'm sure it's all great. I just haven't had time to get to it. This does look wonderful, and I like the action animation that we get where we now have a common enemy.
Well, yeah, and Darth Maul is one of those cool characters that I feel like has been underutilized over the years. So I think anything you can add with Darth Maul would be pretty sick. So excited.
Jack O'Connell, Jason Clarke, and Katie O'Brien have been cast in A Quiet Place 3, joining Emily Blunt, Cillian Murphy, Millicent Simmons, and Noah Jupe. They will all reprise their roles. This is set to be released in theaters on July 30th, 2027. I really enjoyed the first one. Borderline loved the first one. Second one, thought it was a perfectly cromulent sequel. 90 minutes brisk, right on that number. Didn't love the prequel, but I do like the original cast. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do we need to keep making these? Is that really where we're at?
I don't know how much more you can do. I don't know what else you can add.
Yeah, like how are we going to change this up? It's just the same thing.
The aliens, the monsters need to adapt and change things up, I think.
Maybe the monsters see now.
But now they can't hear.
Ooh. So it's not a quiet place, it's a quiet vision.
Yeah. We can Missy Elliott this, flip it and reverse it.
I like it.
News down. Michael B. Jordan, when asked why he'd want to star in Miami Vice, the reboot, he said, I mean, who doesn't want to be in Miami? This is via Variety.
Yeah, it's a smart answer. I feel the exact same way. Who wouldn't want to be in Miami wearing button-down shirts that are only halfway buttoned up?
He's also, now that he's won his Oscar, he can take a year or two to make a couple popcorn movies.
Yeah, well, especially too, like you said, if he's taking Denzel's approach and he's kind of just coming in, doing his movies, and then staying, private-ish. Just mix in some fun stuff, have a good time, and you'll be good. You're good.
Well, obviously, Sinners made a lot of money, so Sinners did make the money. It is a borderline popcorn movie, but I'm saying like you can make a little bit breezier, little bit breezier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's worried about making money at this point, having done Creeds and Killmonger and then Sinners.
I'm not saying do cash grabs. I'm saying a little breezier.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, have some fun, man.
Newsed up.